Got to resume recording. Okay, and I believe we are live streaming. Hi, I'm Paul Sugarman, and this is the Instant Shakespeare Company. And today we are reading Edmund Ironside, or War Hath Made All Friends, an anonymous play that we and some people believe may be Shakespeare's very first play, an early play by Shakespeare. It was really championed by Eric Sams, who also is one of the first champions for really saying that Edward III was by Shakespeare, which has now been generally accepted. But so this is English history before William the Conqueror.
And I champion it too.
Yes, Eleanor has championed it and also wants us to do more of these. I'm very I'm going to be playing. I'm delivering mail, but I'm also going to try and be Southampton, Danish countryman, and Herald, I believe. And Derek Tarson is our playmaster. So over to you.
Okay. Thanks. I will be reading the roles of Edricus and Alfred. Why don't we just go, Jackie, why don't you go ahead?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to be, here am I? I'm going to be the Archbishop, a bailiff, Roger, and I'm also the, what are those two? The pledges.
Pledges,
yeah. Right. And Allerwood and Ketzel. Of Ketzel, right. And my script just disappeared. Luckily, I have a book here. It seems to be having some trouble. So if I'm looking like I'm playing around, I am.
Angus, hi. Hey, Kitty. You want to go? Why don't you go next, Kitty, and then I'll go to Angus.
Okay, right here. I'm Kitty Chen. I'm reading Edmund, the King of the Saxons. I'm reading Uscatalf, York, Chorus, and Guthronus, or Thranas.
Guthronus, I think, but or maybe it's Guthronus. Guthronus, yes.
I don't know. Guthronus. I just didn't know there was an M or an N, and I had to check, and I saw it was an N.
All right, Angus, go ahead.
Hi, Angus Hepburn from London. I'm reading Leofric, the Earl of Chester, and Stitch, who is Edric's son.
Eleanor?
I'm Eleanor Elizabeth Foreman, and I will be playing Canutus, and also Edric, who is Edricus's poor father.
And Jennifer.
Jennifer Finger in Houston, Texas. I'm reading Terquilius, Aegina, Edric's wife, a pledge, and Emma.
Okay, terrific. All right.
I want to ask one question. Could someone quickly send me the script, because Paul sent me the script and it keeps sliding off. So if somebody emails the script me right now,
Sure.
Maybe I could use that. Luckily, I have the book, but let's see if we can do it another way.
Sure.
Right
now.
I could put it in the chat for you.
No, it's okay.
Everybody do everything. I don't know why the one Paul sent me is not staying on. It's just disappearing. It was on before and started to disappear.
Yeah, I just sent it to you.
Okay. All right, let's see what happens now. If it, let's see. Whoop. It hasn't come through yet. All right, let's go on. I will just use my book. It's no big deal. All right. Luckily, I have the script here, so I just follow the script. Okay.
Okay, Act 1, Scene 1, Southampton. Enter Canutus, Archbishop of Canterbury, Earl of Southampton, Edricus, Leofric, Terquilius, Uscatalf, and Swetho. They sit at a table.
Archbishop, and you other English peers, I hear how Etheridus, late your king, my tributary, is departed life, and how his son Prince Edmund wears the crown, with now the notice of your free consent or homage unto me is sovereign. Yourselves, lords spiritual and temporal, besides that you my father's conquest claims, have chosen me and by a universal sound decree have solemnly throughout this little world proclaimed me heir apparent to the crown when Ethelredus lived. Then let not this young upstart, prince of prates, curb your proceedings with untutored words, but finish boldly what you have begun. Resist his private coronation, and put not up this vile dishonor due unto you, chief commanders of the realm, as though you were not worth the sending for.
Indeed, his rashness is unpardonable, and merely nothing but a proud contempt against us of the clergy and the rest that have for public profit of the realm, for peace, for quiet and utility, elected Prince Canutus for our king, whose valor we have proved unto our cost, whose love unto the church we need not doubt, whose care for all we may rely upon, and whose true bounty is so notable that even his foes admire and honor him. When the other what he is, I need not tell, 'tis too well known. I would I could say well, but this I say and swear, were I myself professed a soldier or man-at-arms, as I am one deprived from the world and from my cradle called to serve the Lord, I would with lance approve his title naught and plead your coronation with my sword.
Stout-hearted bishop, spoken like a man, would all the English lords were of thy mind.
Am I not ready to defend your right with force of arms as doth become a knight?
I ne'er was slack or hindmost of the rest, but ever first and foremost with the best.
Had I not been a help up unto your father when as he first arrived in Albion, you ne'er had stood in question for the crown, nor had your father's war so prospered. 'Twas I that first did counsel Ethelred to pay you tribute and buy your league, whereby we emptied all the treasury, and had not gold failed, you had ne'er been king. I had a navy once, the time when 'twas in Ethelred's days, your father living, with which I should have met you on the sea, within the straits of England, and I wis had then no little vantage on your ships. Yet as I, as favoring your party most, gave way, and let you without resistance, and for that fact rest foully scandalized. Was it not I that gave intelligence of all the counsels of King Ethelred unto your father? Did not I pray, feign sickness, weakness, disadvantages, when as the king sent me to fight with him? Was I not the causer of your good success in all your actions since your father's death, as namely in that battle lately fought between yourself and Edmund Ironside, where I fled from him and did succor you? Then, since the only ladder upon which your father climbed to get and you to hold this gotten kingdom was my diligence, I hope you will not let the least motion of an ill thought creep in to hinder me, nor do I think you use the speech by me.
What need all this repetition? Good faith, I meant no harm in saying so. Why should I doubt you? Wherefore should I fear? You never yet deceived me. I cannot speak, but some or other straight misconstrues me. Why, by my troth, my lord, I meant not you, but those that cleave to Edmund Ironside, and hang in part against my government. Calm thee, therefore, and be not discontent.
In token, then, you mean as you have said, honor my castle with the name of court, and take a subject's welcome in his heart to signify you love my town and me.
Why,
Himself with birth and Canutus here. Sorry.
why, that's a trifle, mighty sovereign. Yield unto him in this petition. It will confirm the people's hearts to you, and make him live and die to honor you.
I willingly descend to your request, and will this night be with you at your place?
I'll go before to countenance your grace.
Exit Southampton. Enter a company of countrymen making a noise.
Where is the king?
Where is the king that he may right our wrong?
The king is here. Who is it, calls the king? I am your king. Speak, gentle countryman, what lawless hand hath done you injury?
Renowned Canutus, we are all Danes by birth, the remnant of thy needy followers, who, when thy father lived here secure, and dwelt among the fattest of the land. We then did yoke the Saxons, and compelled their stubborn necks to ear the fallow fields. We then did force them honor us as lords, and be our slaves, and our drudges, and our dogs. But now, I know not what the cause should be, unless the instigation of their prince, young Ironside, or else their stubborn nature, they all rebel with conjoined force, assault us manly, and from every part of this perturbed island banish us. We are not able to resist their powers, but fall like leaves before the northern wind. Huge heaps of us lie dead in every place, and we, unless you help, shall all be slain. Help, help, Canutus, help and
Help and
succor
succor
us.
us.
Good countryman, Canutus will not see you wronged, for yet the spirit of my father's vein runs in these veins, which I will shed, even drop by drop, ere I will see you harmed. Go in, good friends, and pacify yourselves. Be confident in me, and if I live, I plant you in your former quiet states. Sueto, look to them, they shall be your care. Now, lords, let not this sudden rumor daunt your manly hearts. Though Edmund be so strong, we are as strong and stronger far than he. Then tell me, shall we now assail him? Say, Uskatolf, what is to be done?
You may, my lord, yet be remembered now against what nation you are bound to war, a generation like the chosen Jews, stubborn, unwieldy, fierce, and wild to tame, scorning to be compelled against their wills, abhorring servitude as having felt the overloading burden of the same.
Indeed, my countrymen are factious and must be reined with a marking stole. Curb them, my lord, and bridle but their wills, and you shall find them mild and tractable. If that you use them as your father did, they dare not, nay, they will not look awry, but serve you as your slaves by conquest do. But if you lay the team upon their necks and let them have but any scope to run, why then they'll gad as they were gold, and neither know themselves nor yet your grace. For lenity doth cause them to rebel, as they are ignorant of living well.
List how this flattering mate soothes up the king and doth abuse his gracious sufferance. Base, vile, insinuating sycophant, degenerate bastard, falsely bred, foul mother-killing viper, traitor slave, the scum of vices, all the ill that may be. Who would excite the king to tyranny against his countrymen, but only he? I am a Dane, renowned sovereign. You have experience of my loyalty, and that my counsel is not mercenary. If I were wise enough to give advice, you should not prove a tyrant, but a king. A tyrant is abhorred of God and man, whereas a king loved and honored. Accomplish thou, Edricus, the Saxons' fools, or rather hardy, wise, and valorous. Their names discover what their natures are, more hard than stones, yet not stones indeed. In fight more than stones, detesting flight. In peace as soft as wax, wise, provident. Witness the many combats they have fought. Denmark, our country's loss by them, and theirs with many other witnesses of worth. How often they have driven us to our ships and made us take the sea for our defense, when we in number have been 3-1. Oh, you deceive yourself, and eke the king in wishing him so much against himself. Recall the former perils we have passed, whose dear-bought times are freshly yet in mind, the tyranny your fathers made us use in tithing people, killing 9 of 10. What did ensue? Why, loss of many holds, bloodshed and war, rebellion, sword and fire. But they are Englishmen, easy to rule with lenity, so they be used like men, patient of right, impatient of wrong, brooking no tyranny in any sort, but hating and revenging it with death. Therefore I counsel you, if it might stand, to win their hearts not by severity, but by your favor, love, and lenity.
Good Uskatolf, I allow your speech and praise your counsel by my own consent. I will endeavor to suppress my rage and quench the burning choler of my heart, which sometimes so inflames my inward parts as I fall out with my best loved friends. I will therefore so moderate myself as Englishmen shall think me English-born. I will be mild and gentle to my foes, if gentleness can win their stubborn hearts. But let us hence, my lords. By this the Earl expects us at Southampton. There we'll rest till we consult if peace or war be best.
A word, my lord.
Though you use no blows.
I think you noble, virtuous, secret, wise, else would I not have opened my intention, which doth so much concern our private good to you in private. So it is, my lord, I have oft noted your discontented gait, which, measured by my own, do well declare the mind that rules your body is not pleased. And since so sweet a symphony appears betwixt our bodies' discontent, I judge our minds' disturbance to be only one caused from the sad neglect of these strange days. Oh, what a grief is it to noble bloods to see each base-born groom promoted up, each dunghill brat appeared to dignity, each flatterer esteemed virtuous, when the noble, true, virtuous gentlemen are scorned, disgraced, and held in obloquy. Base Edricus, a traitor to his king, is held in honour. We, two trusty subjects, are feared, suspected, and have liberty only to live, yet not in liberty, for what is it but imprisonment or worse, when as our children, blood of our own blood, are kept close prisoners, pledges for our faith. King Edmund, who indeed is our true king for good regard of merit and desert, for honour, fame, and true nobility, is rightly termed mirror of majesty. Canutus is a prudent, noble prince, and loves to hear him called so, too much. But I will tell you this, as long as we take part against our sovereign Ironside, we are but traitors. Therefore...
Stay, noble Chester, for I spy your drift. To heap as many titles on your head as you have poured on mine were but your due. Yet to cut off such troiting thieves of time, I say amen to your intention, which is to leave Canutus in his court and fly to Edmund, our true lawful king. But lest you suspect my secrecy by being one so soon to your device, I here assure you that this very plot hath long been hammering in my troubled brain. And had you not prevented my intent, I should ere long have moved you herein. But what shall then become of our two boys who are our pledges? They shall surely die.
Tut, 'tis no matter. If they die, they die. They cannot suffer in a better time, nor for a better cause. Their country's good. We gave them life. For us they shed their blood.
He that sent them can send us more again. Then let us hence. Delay of time is vain.
Shall I think of him that means to beg and can thus finely live upon his wit? I was as mean as any basely born. Fie, say not so, it will discredit thee. No man hears me. Aye, but think not so, for it will make thy peacock's plumes fall down, if one such abject thought possess thy mind. 'Tis strange to see how I am favored, possess my dukedom and Canutus' grace, and am the chief of all his counselors, when as my betters are exiled the court, being discountenanced and out of grace. They cannot dissemble as I can, cloak cozen, cog and flatter with the king, crouch and seem courteous, promise and protest, say much, do not. In all these things use deceit. Tell troth to no man, carry tales abroad, whisper close secrets in the giddy air, be a newsmonger, feed the king with soothes, these all men's humors with humility, which he must do that is a courtier, and minds to keep in favor with the king. He that had heard my story from the end, how many treasons I have practiced, how many vile things I have brought to pass, and what great wonders have been compassed by this deep-reaching pate. Would think I wish I had been bound apprentice to deceit, and from my birth they study villainy. I understand Prince Edmund's up in arms, lays hold upon occasion's sluggy lock, and whilst Canutus here deep securely sleeps, he wins with ease what we with pain have got. Mass, if he do, and fortune favor him, I will so work as I'll be in his grace and keep my loving and myself unhurt. But if Canutus chance to gain again, then I am his, for I can gloze with all, and yet, indeed, to say the very truth, rather of both, I love Canutus best. For Edmund's father first did raise me up, and from a plowman's son promoted me to be a duke for all my villainy. And so, as often as I look on him, I must remember what he did for me, and whence I did descend, and what I am, which thoughts abase my state most abject. Therefore I hate him, and desire his death, and will procure his ending what I can. But for Canutus, he doth honor me, because he knows not whence I did descend. Therefore, of the two, I love Canutus best. Yet I can play an ambidexter's part, and swear I love, yet hate him with my heart.
Act 1, Scene 3, enter Edmund and Alfric, the general under the king. Yet are ye sure, my lord, that all is fit? Are all my soldiers furnished for this war? What, have they meat and drink to their content? Do not the captains pinch them of their pay?
Assure your majesty, my care is such as I do daily oversee them all, and cause the meanest soldier to be served and have his fill of meat and drink that's good, without controlment, check, or menaces. For the only means tomorrow's soldiers fight, pinch him out of meat, and pay and pinch his might.
Then do ye well, for I am of this mind. He that for private base commodity will starve his soldiers or keep back their pay, he that to deck himself in gorgeous attire will see his men go naked, die for cold, is a plain cutthroat to the commonwealth. A worthy captain, seeing a tall soldier march barefoot, halting, plucked off his own shoes and gave them to the soldier, saying, "Fellow, when I want the shoes, then give me these again." But captains nowadays pluck off their soldiers' shoes, nay, sell their lives to make them rich and gallant to the eye. Oh, but, thought, what are yon two strangers?
We are rebellious traitors to your grace, born Englishmen, but strangers to ourselves, who, in remorse of conscience, knowing well we have in taking part with Danish Canutus deserved death, come of our own free wills either to suffer for our heinous facts, or else embrace our pardons, which we crave, even as hereafter we shall merit it.
Rise up, Turculus. Leofric, arise. Give me your hands, and with your hands, your hearts. I more esteem the life of one true subject than the destruction of 1,000 foes. One sheep that was lost I more rejoice to find than 20 other which I never missed. A friend of whose return I stood in doubt is more welcome to me than 40 other. Oh, that when strangers cannot conquer us, we should conspire with them against ourselves. England, if ever war thy face doth spoil, think not thy outward foe, but inward friend. For thou shalt never perish till that day when thy right hand shall make thy heart away. Go in, brave lords. Your sight doth me more joy than Agamemnon when he conquered Troy.
Act two, scene one. Drums and trumpets sound. Enter a banquet, and enter Canutus, Southampton, Archbishop, Uscatalf, and Swetho Etricus.
My lord, you are too bountiful. Half this expense would well have satisfied the homely stomachs of our soldiers and entertained ourselves right royally. Where is your daughter?
She shall give attendance to wait upon your grace at dinner time.
Nay, good my lord, unless you give her leave to sit at board and find me table talk, I shall not think myself a welcome guest.
May I crave pardon of your majesty? My daughter, being young in years and manners, is far unfit to keep a queen's estate.
I' faith, my lord, you are too scrupulous, too unadvised, too fearful without cause to stand upon such nice excuses. I love to see a table furnished, and sure I will not sit till she comes in.
Aegina, daughter, come, away, sweet girl. Aegina, the king will have thee dine with him today, but not too coy, not yet too flexible. If chance he proffer any courtesy, behave yourself in honorable sort, and answer him with modesty and mirth. A means may be to make thee queen.
What? Is your daughter come? Welcome, fair lady. Your presence is as welcome as the day after a long and weary watchful night. Sit down, fair lady. Sit down, noble lord. Fill me a cup of wine. Here's to the health of Ironside and all his followers. Who will pledge me?
Pardon your handmaid, and Aegina will.
Will pledge me to the health of Ironside? What reason moves you so to fancy him?
The good regard I bear your majesty, for should he die before these wars were done, and you have finished strife through victory, some other Cadmusper worse than himself might have to broach some new commotion and trouble all the stateless mutinies. Where if he lives till you have conquered him, none after him dares renovate the wars.
Sweetly and wisely answered, noble queen. For by that name, if heaven and thou consent, by sunset all the camp shall wish thee health. My lord, what say you to this motion?
As it shall please your royal majesty, dispose of me and whatsoever is mine.
Madam, pleaseth it you to be a queen?
What my dread sovereign and my father wills, I dare not, nay, I will not contradict.
Then for a manual seal receive this kiss. The chief dumb utterer of the heart's intent, and noble father, now I'll call you so, if this rash seeming match do like you well, deliver me possession presently of this fair lady, your beloved child, and we will straight to church and celebrate the duties which belong to marriages. Bishop of Canterbury, you will marry us without the silver asking, will ye not?
I am prepared if every part be pleased.
Faith, I am pleased.
But what say you?
I say a woman's silence is consent.
Why, here's a match extempore, small ado about a weighty matter. Some perhaps would have consumed millions to effect what I by some spent breath have compassed. Lords, let us in, for I intend to be espoused tonight with all solemnity. After our marriage, we do mean to go to meet in open field our open foe.
Act 2, Scene 2. Enter Edric, a poor man, his wife, and Stitch.
Nay, Stitch, and you once see my son, you'll swear he is a bouncer, all in silks and gold, vengeable rich.
Don't say you that.
I can tell you, you may bless the day that ever you happed into his service. He is a man every hair's breadth, a most vile, brave man in faith.
Then we shall be well met, for I love bravery and cleanliness out of all cry, and indeed of all things I cannot brook an ill-favoured face. Hang him that wants a good face.
You are of my mind. We may say, a pox of all good faces, and never hurt our own.
We may indeed. God be praised. But what house is this? How far off are we from Southampton?
Oh, we are in the town. The King Canutus lies here now, and my son is here, and all our neighbors will be here today at the bridal for alms.
Oh. Whoso desires to mount a lofty pitch must bear himself against the stubborn wind and shun base common popularity.
Who's this?
Oh, 'tis my son. Make ye handsome. Tie your garters for shame. Wipe your shoes. Mend your shirt band.
Oh, let me go to him first. God save ye, son.
What pox on him? 'Tis the knave my father. Good fellow, hast thou any suit to us? Deliver up thy supplication.
Oh, sir, you know me well enough. I am Goodman Edric, your father.
My father, Grouthead? Sir, knave, I say you lie, you whoreson and cuckold, you base vagabond, you slave, you mongrel peasant, dolt and fool. Canst thou not know a duke from a common man?
By my troth, I learned him all these names to call his father when he was a child, and see if he can forget them yet. Oh, he is a wise man, for in faith my husband is none of his father. For indeed a soldier begot him of me as I went once to a fair. But son, know ye me?
Thee, old hag, witch, queen, slut, drab, whore, and thief? How should I know thee, black Egyptian?
This is his old tricks, husband. Come, come, son, I am sure ye know me.
Aye, if not too well. Wherefore comes yon sheep biter? You, sir knave, you are my brother, are ye not, I pray?
No, sir, and it like you.
It likes me very well. What is your name? Wherefore came ye hither?
His name is Stitch, my son. We came with him to help him to your service.
You answer for him, gossip? Wants he tongue?
No, sir, I have tongue enough if that be good. Bleh.
What can ye do?
Anything. Dress a horse, scour a chamber pot, go to plough, thrash, dick, and indeed what not.
Canst thou make clean shoes?
Who, I? It's part of my occupation. You win my heart. I'm a cobbler for need. I can piece a shoe as well as the best. Wipe a shoe? Look you here else. Give me your foot.
Stay, not so hasty. We that by sly devices mean to mount and creep into opinion by deceit must not of all things have a scholar know our practices. We must suppress good wits and keep them under. We must favor fools and with promotions win their shallow pace. A ready wit would quickly wind us out and pry into our secret treacheries and wade as deep in policy as we. But such loose-brained, windy-headed slaves, such blockheads, dolts, fools, dunces, idiots, such logger-headed rogues are best for us, for we may work their wills to what we will, and win their hearts with gold to anything. Come hither, Stitch. This villain and queen that brought thee hither claim an interest in my nobility, when, as God knows, my noble father died long since in wars, being Duke of Mercia, then as I am now. Therefore, but first to cut off long delays, I entertain thee for my chamberlain, and as thou shalt prove secret, trusty, true, I will reward thee with some higher place. But first, to try thee, fetch the constable. Yet stay a while, they would suspect the truth. I'll have thee when thou seest me gone away. Beat these two beggars hence, and teach them how they shall hereafter choose a meaner son. Wilt thou be trusty? Wilt thou cudgel them?
Oh, never take care for that. I'll beat them. They were never better beaten since they were born.
I do so, Stitch. I prithee beat them well. Hark ye, and see them whipped out of town. And if they speak or prattle, curse or rave, for every word give them 10 blows. Slave.
Oh, son, stay.
Son, with a pestilence. You are much like to be his father, and you his mother. You brought me hither.
Aye.
And I must beat you hence. And if you desire to know why, you must hereafter learn to find a meaner man for your son than my lord is.
He is my son. Oh, good Stitch, hold thy hand.
Act 2, Scene 3. Enter Canute, Archbishop Edricus, Oscatalf Swetho.
Then are they gone? 'Tis certain they are fled. Archbishop Edricus is
No, I was,
Swetho?
I have to come in as pledge, so I was staying out. I don't have anything to say. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to throw you off. Okay. Keep going.
Turn off the
I'll show my face. I'm sorry.
All right.
I didn't know you would get thrown. Okay. Keep
Okay. Go ahead, Eleanor.
It's but the rest of the people are not yet here.
Okay.
Okay, then are they gone? 'Tis certain they are fled. Turkillus and Leofric, who would have thought it? Did I not use them well, give them good words, rewarded their endeavors, and besides graced them as much as any person here?
You used them but too well. Let me say your lenity did cause them to run away.
Have we not pledges of their loyalty?
Ye have, my lord.
Their eldest sons, I think.
True, but they know you are too merciful.
They are deceived, for since they have disturbed the settled solace of our marriage day, and daunted our determined merriments with causeless flight, to plague their father's fact, I'll lay the treason on their children's back, and make their guiltless shoulders bear the burden. Fetch me the pledges, Swetho, and with them some bloody varlet from the Danish host, and let him bring an axe, a block, and knife along with him. But do it quickly, Swetho, and come again as fast.
What doth your grace intend to do with them?
I'll cut their hands and noses off.
Oh, your judgment doth not far enough extend unto the height of runaways' desert. Death is too light a punishment for traitors, and loss of hands and nose is less than death. Oscatalf?
If an honest man had said so, I would have liked it never the worse.
This punishment is worse than loss of life, for it is a stinging corsive to their souls as often as they do behold themselves lopped and bereft of those two ornaments which necessary use doth daily crave. Again, it gives others daily cause to think how traitors should be handled, whereas the memory of present death is quickly buried in oblivion, doing no good but whilst it is in doing. A traitor may be likened to a tree, which being shred and topped when it is green, doth for one twig which from the same was cut, yield 20 arms. Yea, 20 arms for one, but being hacked and mangled with an axe, the root dies and piecemeal rots away. Even so with traitors. Cut me off their heads, still more out of the self-same stock will sprout, but plague them with the loss of needful members, as eyes, nose, hands, ears, feet, or any such. Oh, these are cutting cards into their souls, earmarked to know a traitor's villain by, even as a brand is to descry a thief. These desperate persons, for example's sake, these ruffians, these all-daring lusty bloods, these court appendixes, these madcap lads, these nothing-fearing Hotspurs that attend our royal court, tell them of hanging cheer. They'll say it is a trick or two above ground. Tell them of quartering or the heading axe. They'll swear beheading is a gallant death, and he's a dastard that doth fear to die. But say to them, you shall be branded, or your hands cut off, or your nostrils slit. Then shallow fear makes their quivering tongues to speak abruptly. Rather let us die than we should suffer this vile ignominy. A valiant heart esteemeth light of death, but honorable minds are jealous of honorable names, than to be marked, which robs them of their honors, likewise robs their hearts of joy. And like to irksome owls, they will be bashful to be seen abroad.
Alas, poor souls, it was against their wills that their hard-hearted fathers broke the league.
Alas, poor souls, it is against their wills that they must lose their noses and their hands.
Come on, gentlemen, 'cause I have found your fathers trusty as they promised unto my father and to me. Therefore I mean to make you worthy men, such as the world shall afterward report did suffer torments for their country's good. Come on, I say, prepare your visages to bear the tokens of eternity. Prepare your noses, bid your hands adieu, because your sires have proved themselves so true.
Rather than this will kill us presently. These being gone, we do abhor our lives, and having these, we loathe to live accursed, come to traitors to our native soil. Suffer us first to try our stripling force with any giant of your cyclops size, and let our arms fight once before our deaths, to wreak their malice on their master's foes. So let us perish like to gentlemen, like to ourselves, and like to Englishmen.
Look how cold water cast on burning coals doth make the fire more fervently to flame. Even so your tears doth add unto my rage, and makes it hotter when it begins to cool. 'Tis not my pleasure you should suffer death, 'cause I believe 'twould ease your father's griefs. 'Tis not my pleasure you should try your powers, so I should give you honors undeserved, and you perchance might so redeem yourselves, but you shall see our judgment straight performed. Do execution on them presently. I'll teach your fathers, if they do not know what 'tis to violate a lawful oath. I'll teach them what it is to play with kings, presuming on their mercy. Come, I say, what trifle thee? Delay no more the time, but for you must suffer for your father's crime.
What, sir? Must you cut off my hands?
Aye, and your noses too. 'Twere pity in faith to mar two such faces. Boys, will you change beards with me?
You shall not touch my nose with those base hands. Good heaven, I'll soon cut it off myself.
You will think a worse pair than these a good pair ere night. How they'll look when their noses be off. Everyone will take them for Frenchmen.
Dispatch, I say, I must not stay so long. The more you delay the time, the worse you speed.
Give me the axe. I'll quickly execute this direful judgment on my guiltless hands.
With all my heart, you save me a labour.
Stay unadvised villain, hold thy hand, or I will hack thee piecemeal with thy axe. Why, art thou mad to give thy enemy an instrument to kill thyself and me? Cut off his hands first, then deliver it him. So, cut off the other. Now, sir, fight your fill.
These stumps crave vengeance at thy hands, thou judge of judges and thou kings of kings.
Cut off his nose, then let him pray again. Perchance his praying mitigates his pain.
Pour thy vengeance on thy bloody dame, and let him die some unheard monstrous death.
Take quick dispatch to execute the other. I'm sure you will not now be pardoned.
Not I, thou murdering, stony-hearted Dane. I am resolved to suffer this and more to do my father or my country good. They gave me life. For them, I'll shed my blood.
Now thou hast spit thy venom, bloody king. We do return defiance in thy face.
Sirs, temper well your tongues, and be advised. If not, I'll cut them shorter by an inch. Remember that you both have lost your hands because your father did abuse their tongues in perjury. Go quickly away and tell your traitorous fathers what I say.
We go, but to thy cost, proud Danish Canute, throughout this isle thy tyranny to bruit.
We go thy cruel butchery to ring. Oh, England never trusts a foreign king.
Why laughest thou, Adricus?
I cannot choose to see the villains rave.
And I must needs laugh to bear my master company.
What news with thee?
Did we cast this wrong? Kitty, would you mind taking this?
Renowned Canutus, thy forces in the north, which thou didst send against Edmund Ironside, are clean dispersed and piecemeal overthrown by him, as these letters signify.
'Tis wonderful. What, 20,000 slain of common soldiers? This unwelcome news nips like a hoary frost our springing hopes, and makes my fearful soldiers hang their heads. Come hither, Adricus, void the company, that you and I may talk in secrecy.
Exit ominous.
Ah, Adricus, what had I best to do to raise out this dishonorable blot out of the brass-leaved book of living fame? Shall it be said hereafter, when report shall celebrate my noble father's acts, that Canutus did lose what nobles Venus got? Shall it be said that Edmund Ironside, unfriended, poor, forsaken, desolate, did overthrow the power of mighty Canutus, whose wealth was great, friends more, but forces most? Never since Edmund was of force to bear a massy helmet and a curtle axe could I return a victor from the field, unless, as I remember, thou betrayedst the gallant stripling once into our hands. Then had not valor hewed him through our troops, that day had made an end of all our griefs. But now, what now? Oh, tell me if thou knowest, how shall I extribute my stock and name, that after age may not report my shame?
Despair not, noble king. Time comes in time. Know ye not 'tis a deed of policy and fickle chance to cross your mightiness? For else in time you might dismount the queen and throw her headlong from her rolling stone and take her whirling wheel into your hand. I tell your grace, chance ever envies wise men and favors promoting them aloft. But as for this flea spot of dishonor, the greatest monarchs have endured more. Ever even blinking Philip's son, and many more whose repetition were needless.
I prithee flatter still. On. What more? Speak we of fortune, honest sycophant? Chance favoureth not a fool in favouring thee. Thy flattery is gracious in her eye. Come hither, Adricus. O strange miracle! See you not in the heavens prodigious signs? Look how the sun looks pale, the moon shines red, the stars appear in the perturbed heaven like little comets, and not 12 o'clock. What is the cause, then, that the stars are seen?
I see them well, my lord, yet know no cause, unless it shows the fall of Ironsides.
Surely it doth. Look now, they are all gone. 'Tis night, 'tis dark. Beware ye stumble not. Lend me your hand, but first go fetch a torch. To light me to my tent. Make haste, I pray. He's gone to fetch a torch to light the day.
My lord, the misty vapors were so thick they almost quenched the torch.
True as all the rest. I say thy wit is thick. Gross flattery, all soothing sycophant, doth blind thy eyes, and will not let thee see that others see thou art a flatterer. Amend thy life, learn to speak truth, for shame do not in thy declining age. Children may see thy lies, they are so plain. O whilst ye live, from flattery refrain.
It stands not with my zeal and plighted faith, otherwise to say than as your highness saith. Your grace is able to give all their due, to make truth lie, and likewise make lies true.
I would it lay in me to make thee true, but who can change the Ethiop's hue?
Why bends not the presumptuous knee of York when Canterbury speaks? Cannot the curse of God in me, the metropolitan under the Pope of all dominions within this realm of England, cause thee fear? Proud, irreligious prelate, know my power stretcheth beyond thy compass, even as much as Rome doth mine. Then quiver when I curse, and like a child indeed, prostrate thyself before my feet, that thy humility may move me to absolve thy former sins and set thee free from hell's damnation.
Traitor to God and to thy lawful king, where thou dost bless, I curse, where curse, I bless. As thou art bishop, my commission stretcheth as far as thine. And let me say, unless thou leave thy contumelious threats further than mine, no, Canterbury, no. I humble me to God and not to thee. A traitor, a betrayer of his king, a rebel, a profane priest, a Pharisee, a parasite, an enemy to peace, a foe to truth and to religion. I say I will not bend myself to him, and such a one art thou, and therefore hear, unless repentance bend thy stubborn heart, I here pronounce the curse of God and man upon thy soul, and so farewell and mend.
Stay, York, and hear me speak. Thy puffy words, thy windy threats, thy railing curses, light upon thy stubborn neck, unless with speed thou dost forsake the part of Ironside, and cleave unto Canutus, and more submit thyself to me, thy head, and to our mother church. Reply not, bishop, for I seal thy lips with my irrevocable bitter curse, if one untoward word slip from thy tongue.
So heapest thou coal of fire upon thy head, and blessest me with cursing impious priest. Oh, let me die whenas I leave my king, a true-born prince, for any foreigner.
Oh, I could eat thee. Now by Crossius staff longs to be pelting that old hoary pate. My hands do quake with rage.
You are a champion for the devil, and Canutus, I fly not from thy curses, but from thy strokes.
I'll follow thee with curses and with clubs.
3, Scene 2. Enter Canutus, Southampton, Edricus, Uscatal, Swetho, heralded arms, and soldiers.
Go to yon city which we mean to sack. New Troy, the state of Edmund Ironside, command a parley at the city gates. Bid them choose whether they will let us in, or else withstand the utmost of our wrath, and be consumed to ashes and to coals with flaming fire, while did destroy their mother city, quondam called Troy.
Canutus, King of England, Prince of Danes, greets you by me, his trusty messenger, commanding you to serve him as your lord, bidding you wait on him as your king, and you shall be entreated lovingly. If not, he is prepared with fire and sword to raze your city. Thus he sends you word.
Go tell your master, thus we answer him. His ships that proudly ride about the Thames shall anchor on the ground where he abides, borne by the bloodshed of our carcasses, and we compelled by thirst to suck the stream of this fair river dry, so that his men may dry-shod march over the floating deeps, ere we will let him enter in these gates, or opt our lips to call him sovereign. Tell him we are resolved to keep him back. Tell him we are no traitors, but are sworn to be King Edmund's liege men while we live. And if he stay, that soon shall he soon perceive.
Advise you, bailiffs, what is best to do. Incur not danger with security. Canutus is your king, then him obey, and to his gentle message say not nay.
We are resolved to put Canutus back. He comes not here. His threats are spent in vain.
I fear your wills will put your wits to pain, and you repent when it is too late.
You have your answers. Soldiers, guard the gate.
Their answer, good my lord, is negative, full of haughty courage and disdainful pride. This little peace hath brought their stomachs up, which makes them to disdain your princely mercy.
And dare they thus refuse my proffered grace? Set they so light by my commandment? Assault the city, tear down the walls, scale all the turrets, rush the gates asunder. Why slack these soldiers? Who is foremost man to give a valiant onset on the town?
Worthy commander of these warlike troops, Edmund your foe is coming hitherward with a choice company of armed men, intending to surprise you suddenly.
He is welcome, though I hope unto his cost. We are beholding to his excellence that he vouchsafe for safeguard of his town to yield himself without compulsion. We are as forward and as fit as he to give his force an equal counterbuff, though he suppose to take us unawares. Now, noble lords, or never, show your might to put his men to sword and him to flight.
Jackie, I think that's you.
Oh, he that gives back, let him be slain by his next fellow that doth second him. If English men that first begin to fly, Southampton willingly for them will die.
This day shall manifestly be known how Danes have better hearts than Englishmen, and bodies answerable to the same, else let them lose their everlasting fame.
The day is yours. Before the fight begins, great and renowned prince, fair England's king, For emulation, which doth sometime lose, now doth assure you of the victory. See you not how the English lords contend who shall excel in feats of chivalry, and creep up farthest in your highness's grace? On the other hand side, behold brave-minded Danes, scorning to o'ermatch in feats of arms, strive who should compass most by power or wit to amplify your honorable fame. The soldiers are not slothful in this stir, but ready, forward, prompt, and fit to fight, expecting gladly that delightsome hour when they shall grapple with their enemies. Then, in assurance of this happy day, armed to the fight, it is in vain to stay.
I do presume on this to win the field, but all my striving is to get the crown. Soft! What churlish drum doth ring so rude a peal within the hearing of our armed troops? 'Tis Edmund! Strike up drums and trumpets sound. I'll not delay my hopes with any parley.
Alarum, they fight. Edmund drives Canutus off the stage. The drum sounds far, far off. Act 3, Scene 3. Enter chorus attired in black.
The fight is hot, but Canutus is o'ercome, and Edmund hunts him out from place to place. He flies to Worcester, Edmund follows him. The way is long, and I am waxen faint. I fain would have you understand the truth and see the battles acted on the stage, but that their length will be too tedious. Then in dumb shows I will explain at large their fights, their flights, and Edmund's victory. For as they strive to conquer and to kill, even so we strive to purchase your goodwill.
Alarums. Enter Canutus flying, Edmund following. They fight. The two kings parley, sound a retreat, and part.
Canutus is beholding to the gracious sun, who grieved to see such heaps of carcasses lie mangled and besmeared in their gore, made haste, and went to rest before his time, so that the kings, for want of light, agreed to part until Aurora raised the lark. And now 'tis morning, and they join to fight.
Alarum. Enter Canutus at one door and Edmund at the other. They fight. Canutus gives back and flies. Enter the soldiers of Edmund, pursuing Canutus and his lords. Edricus takes a dead man's head upon his sword's point, holding it up to Edmund's soldiers. They fly. Enter Edmund again, cheering them up, and makes Canutus fly.
Edricus, perceiving Canutus to have the worst, and Edmund like to triumph in their fall, out of the bowels of a traitorous heart, brought forth this subtle, dangerous stratagem. Whilst the two battles dealt with dole of death, and Edmund in the forefront stoutly fought with words encouraging his soldiers, and with rude strokes discouraging the Danes, Edricus took up an English dead man's head, and sticking it upon his bloody sword unto the vanward of King Edmund's troops, held his despiteful and most speedy course, telling the soldiers Edmund Ironside was slain, bidding the soldiers yield or fly the field and trust unto their heels. The soldiers in amaze began to fly. Then Edmund, hearing of the stratagem, amongst the thickest of his enemies, gave notice that he lived a conqueror. His soldiers, taking heart, returned and fought. His enemies, despairing, run away. Edmund returns in triumph on the stage, but Canutus returns in passion and in rage. What after happens, with your patience, the entering actors gives intelligence.
3, Scene 4. Enter Edmund Ironside with lords and soldiers.
Praise be the eternal bulwark of this land, the fortress of my crown, in whom I trust that hath thus discomforted my foes by his omnipotent, all-conquering arm. And worthy lords, triumphant warriors, whose valors echo through the mouth of fame and write you worthies in the book of life, maugre the envy of detraction, we render hearty thanks to each of you for fighting in our rights with such bold spirits. Continue to be valiant, and if God make us once happy in a peaceful reign, I'll guerdon every soldier bounteously that lives a weapon to defend our right. Let us not loiter opportunity, but follow Danish Canute and force him fly. On, march afore, sound trumpets, strike up drums, let shrieking fifes tell Canute that Edmund comes.
Enter Canutus Edricus with other lords and soldiers.
A plague upon you all for arrant cowards! Look how a dunghill cock not rightly bred doth come into the pit, with greater grace, brustling his feathers, setting up his plumes, clapping his wings, and crowing louder out than doth a cock of game that means to fight. Yet after, when he feels the spurs to prick, pricks like a craven and bewrays himself. Even so my big-boned Danes, addressed to fight as though they meant to scale the cope of heaven, and like the giants grapple with the gods at first encounter, rush upon their foes, but straight retire. Retire? Nay, run away as men distraught with lightning from above, or dastards feared with a sudden fray.
Renowned sovereign, do not fret yourself. Fortune in turning will exalt your state and change the countenance of her cloudy brow. Now you must hope for better still and better, and Edmund must expect still worse and worse. A lowering morning proves a fairer day. Fortune's ill-favored frown shows she will smile on you and frown on Ironsides.
What tell'st thou me of fortune and her frowns, of her sour visage and her rolling stone? Thy tongue rolls headlong into flattery. Now by these heavens above our wretched heads, ye are but cowards, every one of you. Edmund is blessed. Oh, had I but his men, I would not doubt to conquer all the world in shorter time than Alexander did. But all my Danes are braggadocios, and I accursed to be the general of such a flock of fearful runaways.
Remember, you have lost 10,000 men, all English born except 1,000 Danes. Your pensive looks will kill them that survive, if thus to collar you give liberty.
It were no matter if they all were slain, then they should never run away again.
Pity that too.
My noble lord, our countrymen are safe. In all these broils, English 'gainst English fight. The Danes, or none, or very few, are slain.
It was a sign ye fled and did not fight. Is not a dishonor unto you to see a foreign nation fight for me, when as my homebred countrymen do run, leaving their king amongst his enemies?
Give not such scope to humorous discontent. We are all partners of your private griefs. Kings are the heads, and if the head but ache, the little finger is distempered. We grieve to see you grieve, which hurteth us, and yet avails not to assuage your grief. You are the sun, my lord, we marigolds. When as you shine, we spread ourselves abroad and take our glory from your influence. But when you hide your face or darken it with the least encounter of a cloudy look, we close our eyes as partners of our woes, drooping our heads as grass downweighed with dew. Then clear ye up, my lord, and cheer up us, for now our valors are extinguished, and all our forces lie drowned in brinish tears. as jewels in the bottom of the sea. I do beseech your grace to hear me speak.
I do not like this humor in my son to quite discourage all his followers.
He stops his ears to all persuasions. His counsel cannot be admitted speech. His father Sven was much more patient and could as well brook loss as victory.
These words proceed not from a shallow brain.
Praise the event, my lord, the end is all. In the meantime, I'll go right to Ironside, craving forgiveness, and insinuate his yielding favor. He is pitiful, and I am rare in moving passion. I know the prince will quickly credit me and put a affiance in my smooth pretense. But whatsoe'er he doth or minds to do, you shall be sure to have intelligence. But, good my lord, leave me a little while to private contemplation, for my head swims full of plots and other stratagems of great avail, and I must empty.
God prosper what thou dost intend.
Afraid of the devil, God is not my friend. Stitch! What, Stitch? Call in Stitch!
Oh, here's a stitching indeed. You have made Stitch have a stitch in his side with coming so hastily after dinner.
Why, villain, darest thou eat meat in these troublesome times?
Dare I eat meat? Aye, and eat time, be he never so troublesome. My lord, were Mars himself made of beef and brewis, I durst in this choleric stomach devour him quick.
Sure, y' are a tall man.
Aye, sir, at the end of a fray and beginning of a feast.
Well, fetch me paper and a cornograph.
A horn grafter? What's that, sir?
Sirrah, I mean an inkhorn.
Ah, you mean well, sir, a blackhorn. You have dipped your pen in many a man's inkhorn besides your own.
My state may be compared unto his that ventures all his credit and his wealth upon the fickle hazard of a die. The crown I level at. I venture life, the dearest jewel and of greatest price that mortal hath possession of. My life is sweet, yet will I venture it at all or nothing. Trust a mother wit.
Yes, sir, I would never have men that are unmarried, so unprovided as they should be, compelled to borrow horns of young men, nor would I have young men to borrow inkhorns of married men. Oh, it's perilous when their foreheads prove blushing papers to bewray young buds.
Sirrah, begone, but be not far from hence. I presently shall have occasion to employ you in some serious business.
I will be absent when you call, I warrant you.
Try thy wits. Thou writest for a wager. 'Tis not for gold, but grace, and for thy life. Thing that would put Spirit in a block, be a whetstone to a blunter head. With what exordium shall I win his heart? How shall I tie his ears to my discourse? Oh, a schoolboy hath a readier wit than I. I never tried my barren sconce till now. And now I see I am not Edricus, but a most blockish and dull-pated hind, gravelled at such an easy enterprise. Why, standest thou trifling and delaying time? Fetch fire from heaven, and mix it with thy ink. Gather Parnassus dew, and write with that. Pluck Scyllon's feathers, and make pens with them. Borrow the muses' aid, and let them breathe. Some dulcet, melodious harmony, some never heard of words into thy pate. Ah, fool, how hard it is to write for life. Had I now written for my mistress's love, I could have filled my pen and raised my speech unto the highest step of flattery. Had I now written for another man to save his life or get him into grace, why, all the world might have given place to me for sugared lines and phrases past compare. Had I now been in favor with the king and endeavored to flatter him, my pen would have distilled golden drops and varied terms enchanting Cerberus. But now I know not how or what to write. To flatter were to aggravate my fault, for anger would sift out my wild intent. Plainly to write were to accuse myself and be a witness against my guilty soul. Yet write I will, and in the plainest sort, for that is cousin german unto truth. Truth needs no colors. Though I mean to lie, my simple writing shall deceive his eye. Aye, so, O rare conceited piece of work, how cunningly thou canst convert thy shape into an angel when thou dost intend to flatter his plain, honest meaning king. Now, for a swift wing-footed messenger to fly in post that I might follow him, it more behooves me to be circumspect, and with my life to trust none but myself. Swifter than sure is no good messenger. And now I think on it, oh, 'tis excellent. I'll for this once deliver it myself, but in disguisement of my man's attire, so that I may safely go and understand how Edmund is addicted unto me, and how all matters now are managed. Stitch! Stitch!
Your will, sir?
My will is that you will uncase, for I mean to change apparel.
Why, sir, you'll not turn wise man, will you?
Yes, fool, for this want. Come, I say, when?
Marry, sir, when I see some boot coming roundly from you, for I promise you I'll not change without boot.
But I will, sirrah. Come, dispatch.
Well, sir, since there is shift, but I must change shifts. I'm contented. By my troth, sir, methinks you're a properer man by odds in those that ye were in these. I would I could persuade him to believe me, then it should be known by his apparel what a fool I've made of him. Sir, shall we change living and lordship and name and all?
Aye, Stitch. For this once thou shalt be Lord Edricus, and I Stitch. Look you keep in till I come home. I advise you, and behave yourself like a lord.
I warrant you, good Stitch, I'll be lordly enough. Farewell, honest Stitch. Farewell, fool.
Now I am Edricus, and Edricus man, the secretary and the messenger, all to effect with counterfeiting guile experiments of matchless policy. Well, this plain suit doth now contain more wit than for so mean a piece of cloth is fit. Act 3, Scene 6. Enter Stitch in his lord's attire with the blue coats after him.
Come on, you blue-cloaked slaves, you that wear satin doublets never but at good times, and wear a blue coat but once a year. Come on. I say, ye trencher-scraping cutters, you cloak-bag carriers, you sword and buckler carriers, you rubbers of horse heels, you devourers of fat oxen, you swillers of March beer, come after me. I say, take example after my virtue how to mount. I, proceeding from the loins of a man very little better than a gentleman, and now by my virtue and good education to be your master, your upholders, the staff of your lives and maintainer of your masterships. Uncover your rogues. So, cover. So, sirrah, take my cloak. Bear you my rapier. So I am somewhat humorous, and it becomes me well. Follow me, follow. How can I play the Lord's part? Oh, what a fool is my master to change his nobility for my worship.
Blood, sir, or Sir Stitch, you must go in. Here's a following. We must wait on you, must we?
Blood, sir, you must go in. Oh, hold me, I'm choleric. Why, you shake rag. Had you never a lord under your girdle? Plain Sir Stitch, without welt or guard. Why, how now, you malapert knave, have you forgot all good manners?
Good manners be your speed.
Why, this 'tis to keep familiar serving man. As I am a lord, by my honour, I will revenge it with putting you out of my house. You fellows, take example by his punishment. Follow me, just 3 foot behind, not above, nor beneath. And Roger Rakehell, for your sauciness, come you last.
Act 4, Scene 1. Enter Edmund Ironside, Alfric, Godwin, Aylward, with Edricus disguised.
What wind doth cause your master write to us? All is not well, I doubt. Give me the letter. Prepare perilous bull to punish me, or some new, never heard of torturing pain to scourge me for my foul ingratitude. Rumor did raise suspicion in my heart, and it hath lately done within your breast by some who envied my prosperity, my love and zeal unto your majesty, that you were doubtful of my spotless truth, and meant to cut me off by cutting short my headless body with a bloody axe. This on a sudden coming to my ear, it pared my heart and struck me to the quick, causing me flee the court to save my life, as sadly as the late espoused man grieves to depart from his new married wife. How many sighs I fetched at my depart! How many times I turned to come again! How oft I plained! How often I did weep! Were too long to write or you to read. But having now considered with myself my overlight belief too credulous, I come again like to a strayed sheep, tainted, God wot, with naught but ignorance. Oh, take me to your mercy, or if not so, kill me yourself. Death is the end of woe. Hear ye, my lords, this humble supplication. Your master has become an orator, but tell him Edmund is not lunatic, so like a woman to be won with words.
This cotton's not to my according to my mind. The king is angry. See, he feedeth me. His color comes and goes. I hold my life. He knows me. Would I were well away.
Hark ye, my lords, what would you say if yon plain fellow should be Edricus?
I think not so, my lord.
I'll quickly know. Come hither, fellow, tell thy master thus.
He pulls the bell.
What, Edricus, is it you? I thought no less. You meant some good, no doubt. Tell me the truth. What was the reason you came thus disguised?
Now wit or never. Help. Poor naked truth hath ta'en away suspicion of deceit. I need no art. Art cannot help me now. Then plainly thus, renowned sovereign, I came thus plainly to your majesty, disguised in clown's attire, to sound the truth. What opinion, if good or bad, you had of me? And if I found it good, I had determined to bewray myself. If otherwise, I meant with secret speed to leave my native country and to exile myself from England, sailing into Spain, where I meant in contemplation, in pilgrimage and prayers for your grace to end my life. Someone just take the messenger.
Haste, haste, King Edmund, to relieve thy land, which is oppressed by multitudes of Danes. They swarm along thy coast like little gnats over a river in a summer's night, or like to bees when they begin to flight. So comes these Danes prepared fit to fight, their battle main of 70,000 men with bristle-pointed spears, which upright stand, shows like a new shred grove of ashes tall, or else a wood of pines and cedars small. Their flags and banners, yellow, blue, and red, resembles much the weeds in ripened corn. Their drums and trumpets, with a dreadful sound of clashing armor and fire-breathing steeds, sounds like the fearful thunder sent from heaven, mixed with airless, boisterous northern breath. They prey upon thy subjects cruelly, like hungry bears upon silly kids, sparing not ancient men for reverence, nor women for their inbuilt docility, nor guiltless babes for their unspotted life, nor holy men, their madness is so rife.
A sunshine day is quickly overcast. A springing bud is killed with a blast. I see my state is fickle and unsure. There's nothing in this world can firmly dure. Yet courage, lords, we were and are the same. Our hearts are sound, our bodies are not lame. Then let not fear dismay your warlike might. God fights for us, God will defend the right. base Edricus, thou wert the fatal crow that by thy horrid voice this news did show. Thou camest to gain with cursed treachery the surname of wild nickname Policy. Right did I think when as the fox did preach, he meant to get a goose within his reach. Right did I guess when with thy oily speech thou didst my pardon and my grace beseech. Some mischief was abroach. But God above doth always at a pinch my patron prove, and we have now learned, though to our bale, not to believe each smooth-faced forged tale.
Now, my most gracious Lord, as God shall help me, my coming was only for this intent, to unfold Canutus' coming and bewray matters of secret to your majesty. Counsels of great avail, rare stratagems plotted by Canutus, which now shall die with me, if you seem any whit suspicious.
I prithee, heart, let me hear some of this.
Edricus talketh with Edmund secretly. Afric pulls him back. Traitor, darest thou presume to speak unto thy sovereign? Good my lord, as God shall help me, you will be entrapped.
Traitor, remember this, malice hath a perfect memory.
Alfric, you are to blame. You do forget yourself. Age makes ye dote. Know I not what to do without your telling? Go to, hold your peace.
Alfric, your comb is cut, yet will I speak. King, I am sworn to counsel thee aright, and though I die, I will not hold my tongue. Remember, he hath often broke his faith and fled away from you. Remember, too, he comes from Canutus, thy utter enemy. Remember, he is a traitorous flatterer, a villain, and a damned hypocrite.
Peace, Aylward, hold your tongue. My youth in some things overruns your age. 'Tis policy to grant him audience. Nay, further grace may further, if he craves, perhaps the leading of our army too. For thus I think it stands. He hath promised Canutus, having the leading of our forces, to yield to him, seeming as though compelled, having first given an onset on the foe for color's sake. But we will overmatch him. For whilst the force of Canute on policy retires by Edric's drift, then we will take the opportunity and rush with speed upon his troops, who unprepared to fight and trusting upon Edric's policy shall all come prey unto our soldiers. How like you this?
It cannot hap amiss.
Come hither, Edricus.
They whisper. Edmund says.
Faith, you lie.
They whisper again.
Tut, it cannot be.
They whisper again.
Ah, if this be true, I pardon thee for all, and will reward thee with deserved grace. I will not doubt it, faith. I think 'tis true, though it were not, in hope thou wilt amend. Go, let us in, and let all quarrels end. For now I mean indeed to credit thee by being Captain General of my army.
Duty and thanks I give, 'tis all I have. See what dissimulation brings to pass, how quickly I can make the king an ass.
And the exit. Act 4, Scene 2. Enter Emma, her 2 sons, Alfred and Edward, in each hand. Guthranus going before.
Sweet boys, born to be crossed before your time. Oh, let me kiss you ere you go away. Cursed be the cause of your departing thus, the persecution of these bloody Danes, whose unrelenting eyes delight to see the full conclusion of our tragedy.
Good morrow, sorrow though we depart, we shall be welcome to our uncle Richard, and safer there than in this troubled isle, which like the reeling seas is tossed with war. Here we are ever in continual broils, there in tranquility, in peace and rest. Here in the midst of unknown enemies, there in the arms of true approved friends. Here danger imminent doth compass us, there friends and friendly counsel shall defend us. Therefore rejoice, we are escaped the Danes, whose greedy maws devours the Saxons' blood like hungry lions, void of any good.
good boy, in whom thy father's feature lives, though death has seized him in his wasteful arms. If I could moderate my grieving mind without remembrance, whate'er now I was, then should my grief diminish with my tears. But memory, the afflicter of the soul, bids me remember how I was a queen, how Ethelredus was my lawful lord, how Norman's Duke was my renowned sire, how England was my pleasure's paradise, and how time was when time did wait on me. All these are but bellows to the fire to burn my heart, consumed afore with sighs. Alfred, Ned is a child. Thou art of age to take example by my misery, not to believe foul fortune's flattery.
Kitty, that too.
Edward?
Oh, Edward, I'm sorry. Isn't that?
Good mother, weep not. If you do, I'll cry.
Ah, my pretty heart, hast thou a feeling of my passion? Then I will weep the more to ease my heart. I'll mourn for thee, for him, and for myself, for England, and for Edmund Ironside, whose part God prosper, heaven defend the right.
Madam, your helpless tears are but a means to draw more tears from us to drown our hearts.
Why, man, I weep to ease and not to load. I trow the more I shed, the less I have. And as my tears waste, so my cares consume. To dim my eyes were but to drown my heart like Hecuba, the woeful queen of Troy, who having no avoidance for her grief, ran mad for sorrow because she could not weep. But, good Guthrenus, to omit vain talk, since I have heretofore approved thy faith, I make a choice of thee amongst the rest of many friends to guide my little boys and to conduct them into Normandy. Entreat my brother for to entreat them well, there his nephews and his sisters' joy. If anything amiss should light on them, the same on me should be redoubled.
Madam, even by the living God I vow I will attend and love them as my soul, knowing Duke Richard will come of them as knight of blood unto his royal self.
Then farewell, boys, the comfort of my life.
They offer to depart.
Yet come again, ye shall not so depart. If that we die, we'll choose to die together. Dying or living, we will be together. Fond woman, bless them and then let them go. That is the safest way to keep them safe. Then farewell again. God bless you both.
Again they offer to depart.
But soft a while, I have not said my mind. First, let me wash your face in mother's tears, then sob out sighs to overload the earth and cast a misty fog upon the air.
She embraces them.
That no inquiring foe may find you out. Oh, let your sanctuary be my lap. Your
She sits
refuge,
down, setting Edward on her knee and Alfred on her arm.
your refuge, your sepulchres, and your graves. A cradle fits you better than a ship.
See, Dame Nature's operation, what force it breathes within a mother's mind. None feels a mother's sorrow but a mother. This queen hath not her peer upon the earth for wisdom, suffering, and for patience, for cloaking sorrow, and dissembling grief, and bearing all things with a constant mind. Yet can she not conceal affection so, but that it breaketh forth like hidden fire.
Emma rises.
Fie, hide nature's fond indulgency. Depart, sweet boys. God keep you in your way.
And they offer to depart.
Come hither, Alfred. Ned, I prithee, stay. I will go with you to the foaming haven and take my farewell of my darlings there.
And they exit. Act 4, Scene 3. Enter Canutus with a letter in his hand. With him, Uscatulf, Sweto, Southampton, the Archbishop of Canterbury, Gina with soldiers.
Courage, brave captains. Conquest is at hand. This letter comes from trusty Edricus, and certifies me that he is in grace with Edmund Ironside, and how he leads the vanguard of the prince's army. Now he assures me of the victory without the loss of many soldiers, for he will disappoint the warlike youth and flee to us, leaving him desolate. Wherefore, brave soldiers, put forth all your might to quail their stomachs at the first approach. He that doth take the prince in fight or flight shall have his ransom and be dubbed a knight.
I'll venture hard to make Joan my wife, lady. The
The
king
king shall
shall,
skim my fingers narrowly.
Mass, if I had steel sides as he has iron sides, I would gore him then, that I would.
What if I miss
What
it?
if I miss the king? I'll have a duke, an earl, a lord, a knight, or a gentleman.
Or nobody, and then you'll hit it. Till not your chickens, sirs, ere they be hatched, perchance the eggs are rotten in the nest. Then all your brooding hopes is cast away, and you remain as rich as new shorn sheep. I never loved to gain by treachery, for that again was lost by treachery. I do remember hardy Hannibal did use these words at one Tartum's loss. Edem ad qua prius campius, Tarentium amiestimas. Fraud one Tarentum, fraud Tartarium loss, so Hannibal reaps his labor for his cost.
Drums sound afar off.
So, Edmund, so thou comest unto thy cost. Thy roaring drum presageth thy mishap, ringing thy soul's knell with a hollow voice. As thine doth mourn, so let our drum rejoice.
The drums sound. Enter Edmund with Edricus, other lords and soldiers. They fight. Canutus gives ethics, and they all leave. Act 4, Scene 4. Enter at one door Canutus, and at the other door Edricus.
Edricus!
My lord, hi, cheer your flying troops and bid them stay a while for victory, when as you see me lead my men aloof, then take occasion and assail the prince, and I'll be absent when he needs me most, and present for you best avail. Make haste.
How much I love thee, Edricus, heavens do know, and I with gifts one day will manifest.
Exit Canute.
So, Edric, now thy plot form is afoot, and one shall die, its skills no matter which. If Edmund, Canute shall quickly follow him. If Canute, then Edmund shall not stay behind. Whilst they with eager blows assail each other, I here remain a neuter, free from fear, not taking part with Canute, not Ironside, before I see who gets the victory. Yet had I rather have Canutus conquer, and privily will aid him with supplies, rather than Edmund should escape the field. Alarum.
Alarm. Enter Edmund chasing off Canutus. Edricus backs Canutus. Edmund flies. They leave and return. Canutus with Edricus.
You're muted, Eleanor.
Thanks, worthy Edric, for this victory. This day had made an end of me and mine, had thou not backed us up with thy warlike troops. Know ye Edmund be escaped, or no?
Edmund is gone, and I must after him. To stay long here would breed suspicion. Then, mighty Canute, live long a conqueror, and when thou hast the crown, remember me.
If I forget thee, God forget my suit, when like a sinner I do humbly pray. Forget thee, Edric? God above doth see how good a heart I ever bore to thee.
Then, noble Canutus, I pawn a soldier's faith. By my best blood and by my after hopes, I will remain to thee and to thy heirs as true, as false to Edmund Ironside. Let us not linger here. Muster your men and make them ready for a new assault. I will to Edmund and excuse myself, and how I served him now, I'll serve him then.
And they exit. Act 5, Scene 1. Enter Edmund Ironside, Alfric of Kettle, Godwin, and others.
Wild Edricus, all this proceeds from him. I saved his life, and he doth thirst for mine. Ungrateful wretch, hellish, incarnate devil, for sure no man was ever for sure no man was ever so unkind unto his king and loving countrymen. Disloyal and unfaithful sycophant, oh, it grieves my vexed soul to think on thee.
Not grieve you, rather joy to think you are escaped from the hands of him that sought like Judas to betray his Lord into the hands of bloodthirsty Danes.
Surely, my lord, you are highly favored of God, who sees each human action, that he hath given you warning with small loss of the contagious mind of Edricus.
Enter Edricus with his hand in a scarf, halting with him Stitch. Master, I would not wish you halt.
Why so?
Marry, sir, you know Alfric is a cripple, and the proverb is, "'Tis till is ill halting before a cripple, he'll perceive it."
Had he as many eyes as Juno's bird, or could pierce milestones with his searching sight, he, by his leave, should not find my halting find. I halt not in the thigh, but in the mind. All hail unto our gracious sovereign.
Master, you betray yourself. Do you say all hail and yet bear your arm in a scarf? That's hail indeed.
All hail unto my gracious sovereign.
Judas, thy next part is to kiss my cheek, and then commit me unto Caiaphas.
I understand not what your highness means.
Oh, heavens! Oh, impudent, ungodly wretch!
I hope your grace doth not exclaim at me.
On thee? Hence, graceless wretch, grace me no more. Is there none here that will lay hold on him? His sight, his breath, his fell infectious tongue, his venomer, then is the basilisk's.
Is this a guerdon for my scars and hurts? For all my bruises and my broken joint? Is this a hire for my hardiness and valiant onset on the enemies? Are these my wages which I won with blood, blood of myself and proudest Dane that fought? Edmund thus reward his followers that pawned their lives for him and in his cause? Then bootless have I skirmished so long, and sent so many Danes unto their graves. In vain have I lifted up my wasting arm and brandished my falchions o'er thy foes. In vain this curtal axe was reared aloft, which made a lane throughout my foemen's troops. In vain did lance o'erthrow my and spoil. In vain I live. He requited thus.
In vain? What a vain vein my master is in.
Didst thou not fly, vile traitor, to my foe?
Who, I?
Even thou.
Thus forward friends are quitted with suspect. Thus envy blasts those well-deserving white. Thus unskillful blames the warrior. Thus detraction hinders virtuous course. Fled I, my lord? Canutus can report 'twas he that should have fled had succor come. Fled I, my lord? Your eyes were witnesses how far my heart was free from dastard flight. But thus it is to be man at arms, when his desert is recompensed with hate, and resolution wronged with ignorance. For shame, my lords, spurn not against the truth, thirst not to drink the blood of innocence.
Why, Edricus, canst thou deny thy flight?
No, gracious lord, I must confess, I fled, forced from Canutus, not to him, for aid, and that 'tis true. I, by your grace's leave, will prove on him that dares affirm a no.
I saw thee flee myself with these my eyes.
And I, my lord, am witness to the same.
And I, my lord, will prove it by your favor.
I would the king would give me leave to speak.
And you will prove them blind, I hold my life.
I give thee leave. Speak for thyself, and spare not.
Seeing your grace so forward in the fight, viewing the Dane to march so bravely on, prided forth with shame, I, as the foremost man, not suffering the Dane to set on us, or to approach your grace without a blow, stepped forth, intending to encounter them and to assail the rearward with my band, till you upon the forefront held them play. But see how good intents are ever thwarted. Ere I could get the wind to compass them, your drums' retreat did cause your forces flee. Yet fled not I afoot until such time as quite bereft of hope I was compelled. Witness this arm, this serviceable arm, that in despite of death did save my life. Witness these scars, which if your grace will see, they'll tell my foes unto their face they lie.
Oh, horrible scars, scars like blazing stars, well counterfeited, master.
If this be true, I was too credulous.
If it be true, my lord, assure yourself, your grace was misinformed if otherwise, and that my man can verify.
Take heed what you say, master. I can verify nothing. Marry, I can verify anything. If you'll say so, I'll swear to it that 'tis false, I mean.
Then, Edricus, 'twas I that wronged thee, and I that will in all things make amends. Bury unkindness in oblivion, and ne'er remember our suspicion.
'Twas not your highness, but some fawning mate that put mistrust into your grace's head, hoping by my downfall to raise himself. But heavens defends the wronged innocent.
Let this suffice. Thou hast confirmed our love, and Edricus, we mind to honor thee with public notice of thy loyalty.
See what wit and will can bring about. Canutus pays me for my villainy, and Edmund loves me for my treachery.
Give a man luck and cast him over the gallows. And they all exit. Act 5, Scene 2. Enter Canutus reading a letter. With him Southampton, Archbishop of Canterbury, Aegina, Uscatolf, and Sweto with soldiers.
One moment, my script has disappeared.
Oh, oops.
We're on 81 when you're ready.
Oh, I'll have the right page. I just have to.
You got to get the script up.
Yeah. I'm
Always happens at the
not
worst time.
lost. I just needed to actually see it. Okay.
I'll read the intro again. Enter Canutus reading a letter with him, Southampton, Archbishop of Canterbury, Aegina, Uscatolf, and Sweto with soldiers.
My lord, my heart is firmly bound to you, and I am pressed to do you any service. But Edmund is grown strange to me of late, and I am not familiar with his thoughts. When I have once regained opinion, I will not fail to be your faithful agent. In meantime, make ye strong to hold him play, for he is coming with a mighty power. By'r lady, this goes hard, these news are not. Is Edmund now grown wary? Then I doubt I ne'er shall see the day I long have sought, but I must bear a semblance of good news, lest these perceive our hopes to falter, and that would clean discourage all their hearts, for all presume on Edric's policy.
Son, is it good news?
My lord, exceeding good.
Give me the letter.
Not for all the world. I dare not trust myself with reading it, lest I, o'ercloyed with joy, should play the blab. Let this suffice. I am now confident, upon sure-grounded confirmations, that Edmund is my own. He writes to me that he's coming with a mighty host, but, saith he, be not you discomfited, for were they millions, half should fight for you and turn their weapons upon Ironside.
'Tis strange that Prince should be so credulous. Drum sounds far off.
Yon drum doth tell us Edmund Ironside, unwitting of his overthrow at hand, comes gallantly attended on by troops of horse and footmen to his funeral. Oh, that thou knewest thy dying day so nigh, that thou mightest make thee fit to go to God. In faith, it grieves me at the very heart to see him come so unprepared for death.
Enter Edmund, Emma, Archbishop of York, Edricus, Alfric, Godwin, Aylward, Ufkettle, Leofric, and Turkillus.
Behold, where Canute comes marching bravely on. Methinks yon sight would make a sick man sound.
They march along the stage, one after another.
Canutus,
Edmund,
the ground thou standst upon is Ironsides.
the ground I stand on, Edmund, is mine own, fallen to me not successively indeed, but by forfeiture, as copyhold, rent run and wanting reparations falls to the Lord. Even so thy father's land, for want of tribute paying, long since due, I seize upon us, Lord, to thee and that.
But for thou shalt perceive that Edmund can temper the unruly stomach of his rage, and moderate his lusty youthful blood, which springs through every vein to fly at thee. Not half these words without controlling strokes should from thy lips have vomited their spleen. Oh, how my heart beats! Much ado I have to make it quiet till I answer thee. Art thou the lord of me and of my land? Uncivil Canutus, knowest thou to whom thou speakest? This heart scorns all subjection, and this head looks o'er the world. These feet were made to tread o'er kings, Canutus, over thee. Nay, storm not, Canutus. Learn how to mix thy speech with more beseeming terms, and govern thou thy surly terms with reason, not with rage. I say I am a king, so art not thou. Therefore I am thy better. I say more. I have a kingdom, this I stand upon is mine. Thou standst upon my ground. I say this land is mine, Canutus. It is mine.
By usurpation thine, by conquest mine. Who knows not conquest is in heritage?
So rape and theft is true possession if malefactors go unpunished.
It seems indeed possession is of force, for by possession you withhold my crown.
Nay, you and Sven, your gripple-minded dad, by treason, not by force of valiant arms against all justice, law, and equity, did first intrude yourselves, and then extrude our woeful subjects from their native home. And that I come to prove, and therefore thus.
Edmund draws.
Then to confute thy forged argument, thus argue I. My sword is reason's proof.
And Canutus draws.
That is a force to put back reason's proof, which proves you, like your sword, unreasonable.
They train their soldiers about the stage. Edricus speaks.
Edmund is strong, Canutus is weak in part. Edmund gracious in the people's eyes, Canutus is not so. What had I best to do? Fain would I have Canutus win, and he is weak. I would have Edmund lose, and he is strong. Oh, gracious stars, inspire my nimble wit with some device, as I ever have, I will employ it to some villainy. Soft, let me see. Oh, it is excellent. Fountain of wit, the spring of policy, the flower of treason and of villainy. How much undecent is it that this cap, this homely cape, should overload this crow when thou deservest a crown of beaten gold? But to the matter. So it needs must manage, for can I bring them to a single fight? Whosoever hath the better, yet shall I be gracious in his eye, and who should say I was the causer of his victory? Besides, I shall insinuate myself into the bosom of opinion, and be esteemed my country's buckler. Well, all about it, meaning no man good, but that my speech may shed King Edmund's blood.
The armies move towards one another, and then Edricus stands between them and says,
Renowned Edmund, First I speak to thee. Let these my words proceeding from true zeal beg at thy ears a little audience. And worthy Canutus, uh, sheathe up thy slaughtering sword till I spoke my mind, that all may see my words proceed from perfect piety.
Edricus, speak free.
Go to. I'll stay a little, but be not tedious.
When the fox preaches, then beware the geese.
What strive you for, imperious Ironside? Renowned Canutus, what do you level at? We daily, to appease your mortal wars, offer our slaughtered bodies to the sword, yet neither of you have the upper hand. Today he that was foiled, tomorrow foils. He that even now did faintly sound retreat, renews again this fight with double force. Thus in quandaries hangs the victory, and wavering fortune frowns and smiles on both. Canutus is not to be overcome, because his brother Spain did succor him. And Edmund likewise is invincible, for force and valor hews him through his foes. What then is the end of your endless grudge? None other but when all your men be slain, you must then fight alone, or else accord. And he that then is king shall rule no men nor govern nations. For consuming wars will quite devour this solitary isle, not leaving any over whom to rule, nor to resist foreign invasions. If love of kingdoms be the cause of this, suppress the boiling of your haughty minds. You have approved your soldiers' forwardness, then now at last shake hands and join in league, agree like noble kings, and part the land. Have now compassion of this little isle, whose soil is manured with carcasses and made a sea with blood of innocents. But if your emulation be so great that either scorns to have competitors and brook not equals in your dignities, fight then alone that would be kings alone. Let not all perish for the wills of two, but let your swords decide whose title's best.
Edric, thou hit'st the mark I level at. Thy counsel, coming from a zealous heart, fits in all points our expectation. No, I accept thereof, and offer here to prove even hand in single fight, which of us two shall wear the diadem.
Edmund, report shall never whet her tongue upon Canutus to eternize thee. I scorn to stain my reputation with abject titles of pale cowardice, to make thee famous in opinion's mouth. I here accept thy challenge and his speech, glad of so fit a time to be revenged for all those foul dishonors thou hast done, and glad for sparing of that guiltless blood which in our quarrels this day had been shed. Oh, had this day been but a year ago, many a tall man had been now alive, many a salt tear had been now unshed, by fathers for their sons' unhappy deaths, by mothers for their children's wretched ends, and widows for their husbands' timeless want. But I am glad this long expected hour at last is come.
My lord, you shall not fight.
My lady, but I will. Will you fight for me? Give her my sword and shield.
Edmund and Emma talk together. Edmund turns away.
Yet hear me, good my lord. Will you, on whom the state does sole depend, our welfare, all the realms, your friends and kinsfolk, hazard the loss of all upon the chance of fickle fortune, since the better man is sooner killed by overhardiness than an advised coward? Good my lord, it is indecent you should fight with him, being no king nor having aught to lose.
Madam, his life is even to him as dear as mine to me. Besides, he is a prince of noble blood and high resolved spirit. And if he were not, yet my cause being good and justice on my side, I would not fear. Nay, could not with my honor but accept the speech of Edric, and in single fight approve my title lawful, good, and right. Then, madam, be content. and you shall see the God in whom I trust will succor me. Were he Goliath, I the little king, I would not fear him on his knees to bring. But he hath rather cause to doubt of me, I being big and far more strong than he.
Aegina talks with Canutus. Canutus turns away.
I'd rather fight with him than scold with you.
I cannot speak, but straight you say I scold.
Then, sweeting, you must learn your tongue to hold. Nay, now you'll blubber, go to, take this kiss, and pray for me. Why stay you, Ironside?
Because I think thou art not fit to die, but rather with Aegina fit to cry. My lords, I do command you, for your lives, none be so hardy as to succor me or to approach us ere the fight be done. But if I die, to make my sepulchre even in the place whereas I took my death, setting my crown upon Canutus' head, to do to him as to your sovereign.
Even so, brave followers, I will you do to Edmund here, if Edmund conquer me. Sound drums and trumpets with your warlike noise, either begin my joy or end my joys.
The trumpets sound, the armies encompass the two kings in their midst, and they fight.
Stay, hold thy hand, I prithee, breathe a while.
Not till thou yieldst or dies.
Edmund draws Canutus about.
Stay, Edmund, 'tis not for I fear thy fortitude that thus I crave thee stay, but that I want the use of breath to prosecute the fight.
Then breathe a while. I give thee leave to rest.
Here Canutus will be overcome. Then shall I wish my tongue, the cause thereof, had been cut out when it began to speak, for I desire to drink King Edmund's blood, because he ever sought to do me good.
Aegina, be content. I warrant you, Canutus will do well enough.
I fear him much.
What? Are ye ready?
Aye, to be thy death.
They fight again. Edmund drives Canutus back about the stage.
Stay, Edmund, stay. Canutus yields to thee.
What? Will he basely yield? Devil forfend.
Take which of these thou wilt, my hand or sword. My hand brings friendship firm, immovable. My sword brings enmity irrevocable.
Brave Canutus, in yielding thou hast won that which the sword could never do. Thy tongue hath brought to pass by gentle speech. Canutus, take my hand. Here lies my sword. Edmund is thine, his thine, himself and all. Now let us strive who shall demerit best by mutual kindness, who shall be termed a friend.
How pleasant are these speeches to my ears, only in music to my dancing heart, ambrosian dainties to my starved maw, sweet passing nectar to my thirsty throat, rare coluses to my sick-blooded mind, refreshing ointments to my wearied limbs, and heavenly physic to my earth-sick soul, which erst was surfeited with woe and war.
Let me embrace thee, war-begotten friend.
And they embrace.
God grant as brothers we may long embrace, and sweet Aegina, for thy husband's sake, in sigh of love, this kiss from Edmund take.
Edmund kisses Aegina.
But lords, why stand you still? Grieve you to see Canutus and your king so well agree?
The inward solace which our hearts conceive to see peace grow where foul debate was sown, to see sweet concord spring from discord's womb, to see war bring forth love and amity, to see two mortal foes prove faithful friends, and Mars drink milk instead of purple blood, doth force our tongues, our hearts' chief orders, to show with silence joy unspeakable, Yet, lords, behold, even as you do embrace, so in dumb shows we all unite our hearts.
The Lord's embrace.
Remember, Leofric, our children's loss.
To kill us I do, and must serve the time and wait upon occasion for revenge. A day of mirth begins a woeful year, as sudden storms do follow sunshine clear.
Now, noble lords, let us like friends consult upon partition of this noble isle. Yourself shall choose which part you think is best, the east or west, the right hand or the left. My court is yours, my counselors are yours, my friends your friends, thy foe my enemy, my people yours, my treasure and myself are all are your own, for you shall all command.
Thanks, noble brother, and my second self. In all thy acts thou dost excel thyself. Foul shame on them that are thy enemies, and vengeance light on them that think thee ill.
Go we unto our coasts and feast us there, and there conclude in everlasting peace. Sound drums and trumpets, here ends woeful war. Thus hand in hand and heart in heart we go.
And I, for one, 'tis meet it should be so. Thus wise men can dissemble what they think, until occasion fits them sleeping wink. But I have sworn, and I will keep my vow. By heaven, I'll be revenged on both of you.
And they go hand in hand off the stage, Edricus leading the drum.
Very good.
Oh,
That was fun.
Yay.
Yeah,
Well done, everybody. Thank you so much.
yeah, this is fun.
Thanks, Jackie, for taking it over for Southampton for most of
That's
it.
okay.
I'm impressed with the versatility of the American Postal Service.
Yes.
It's amazing. You know what happened? That you sent me a letter, allowing me in as a participant, and at the bottom was a script, and the script would not. Every time I pushed it, it wouldn't
Yeah.
come up. Luckily, I had a script. I was in trouble, and these iPhones fade out.
Just one thing for you today.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So that way comes. It was
Thanks.
a bad start.
Yes.
Good work, everybody.
Yes,
Okay,
thank you,
yes.
everybody. Thanks.
All right.
to
Have a good
everybody.
week.
Yes, well done, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Yes, this is Edmund Ironside, or War Hath Made All Friends. It's such a nice sort of ending that they're just
Sort of
friends again.
hopeful,
But
isn't it?
it was actually
Yeah.
Edmund Ironside was only king for about 10 months, from April 23rd, which is why we're doing this reading in April, till November 30th when he died.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But, of 1015, I believe, was the year. And then Canute came back.
Yeah. It always astonishes me that we still keep, I mean, I'm living in London, so I keep up with what's going on with archaeology in Britain. We still keep finding new things. When Harold moved north to defeat the Vikings, they all said he marched north from London. It's quite a fair distance, and they couldn't have done it. And it now turns out that there's evidence come out that they actually went up by ship.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Right.
And they keep on finding, Roman mosaics in the middle of fields, in the middle of nowhere, that clearly show that there were major Roman settlements in weird parts of the country. They're now beginning to find in Wales, which they didn't think the Romans really got into very much. They're now finding Roman mosaics all over the place.
Yeah, it's really great. I mean, like the recent things they found out about Shakespeare, about his place in London and stuff like that.
Yeah, they've just announced
It's
that,
really
haven't they?
exciting.
Yes.
They found the house he owned. Yeah.
Great. So anyways, next week we have Shakespeare's poems, since April is Poetry Month, and
Oh, yeah.
we'll be reading Shakespeare's long poems, Venus and Adonis, The Rape of Lucrece, and The Phoenix and the Turtle. So
Sounds good.
Sending out
it's
scripts.
available for that.
Do
I
you,
can
can
send
you
you
send
scripts.
some?
I will send them, yes.
That'd be nice. I only have one.
Okay.
I have.
I'm
reading-
available.
I'm
Yeah.
most upset because when I came back over here, it was fairly hurried to come over here and help my daughter out. And I had a number of Puck scripts, and I also had a number of the original bookstore scripts that you produced, Paul. And I lost them all because I couldn't get them sorted out before I left. Most upsetting.
Oh well. Sorry.
Yeah,
Next,
I've got the PDFs now, so that's good.
when is the poetry one?
Next Saturday. Next Saturday at 1. And on this Thursday, April 23rd, since it's St. George's Day, the day Shakespeare died and the day we often observe as his birthday, we're going to have 2 open forums, one at 1 and one at 7:30, where people can come and share some Shakespeare. So
Good.
Okay.
Send me a copy of the poetry. I will maybe be there. I will try to be there on this coming Saturday.
okay, yep, I'll send you all guys that, and I'll be sending out some more information.
Good.
So great. Thank you all so much.
Okay, thanks.
I'll end the live stream here. Thank you.